Well, good morning and that to all my friends out there. It's time for Wednesday afternoon live with me, your buddy, SaleenDriver. Hang on just a minute. Let me finish my final setting up here real quick. Hold on. All right. Just get that final couple of clicks so I can see the chat like that. And we're good. And let's see. First guy in technically was Colby Ellis because he has a little problem. Which Colby, if you're on there, let me know you're on there, and I will hopefully be able to talk you through how to unblock me on this, because you can only do that, it seems, with a phone. I can do it on my iPhone. If you have an iPhone, it'll help, but even if you don't have an iPhone, it should work the same, even if you have one of those droids. Anyway, so let me know you're in here, and I'll talk you through it real quick. It won't take but about 30 seconds. Will Thorogood is here. What you doing? Good to see you here, sir. And you're the only one here, so okay. I got 3 thumbs ups and 1 person in the chat, so that's interesting. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how these things work some of the time, but okay. Well, I keep seeing stories about the LSU game with my half a team Gators is gonna be postponed until sometime in December, because evidently the Florida Gators are not only ate up with an incompetent defense and a fat, overmatched, underwhelming, incompetent defensive coordinator, but they're also ate up with the Rona. Yes, it does seem that the Wuhan Red Death has come to Gainesville and worked its way into the football facilities, and has, as of when I'm making this, which is roughly noon on October 14th, has shut down football operations on campus. So I don't know what that means in the real world. In terms of, we shut down football operations. Does that mean you shut down practice? Probably. Does it mean you're shutting down the game because the game's in Gainesville? Probably. Nobody's made any announcement yet. The only announcement that's been made regarding the game is, as far as I'm aware, is they moved the start time from 3:30 to 4. Still on ESPN, I think. Although, considering how bad Florida is in terms of defense, maybe they should move it out to the SEC Network alternate channel, because the game's probably not going to be worth watching. Tiger Cat's here. The lovely, the gracious, the vivacious, the gorgeous, the overly civilized, and my channel's not worthy. Tiger Cat, big LSU fan. Check out my new avatar. I can't see it. It's tiny. It's literally this big. I can't see it. I can barely see that Will's avatar is a guy wearing a mask. No problem, Will. You got to leave for a few seconds. I might have to. I'm expecting a package today. The doorbell could ring any minute. I'm going to have to go get it. Let's see. Slim Mosley is telling me it's Joe Burrow with a cigar. Okay. Well, he deserved to smoke a cigar. I hope he didn't smoke it in the stadium, because the stadium is a non-smoking section. Will says it's him wearing a mask for the Rona. Oh, that makes sense. I have actually, I keep my masks in my cars now because I have three masks. One is in my closet. That's a backup. I don't wear a mask in the house. Obviously, I'm not that much of a beta male. I'm not a beta male at all, but beta males wear masks in their own homes. I live alone, so I don't need a mask. um, but I have forgotten masks when I go out to go shopping or whatever, and I've had to come all the way home to get a mask. So now I leave the mask in the car. So I got one in the Saleen. I got one in my Hyundai Sonata, like a Camry, only different, same size, same class. Can you believe that the Sonata is considered a full size car? I mean, that's such BS. I mean, Sonatas and Camrys and Altimas and all that, those aren't full size cars. Come on, guys. A full size car is a Ford Crown Vic or a Mercury Grand Marquis or something like that. A Mercedes S Class. That's a full size car. Sonatas and Camrys and E-Class Benzes and Tauruses and Sables and all those are mid-sized cars. Come on. Who are you trying to fool here, guys? Car business has gone as insane as everybody else does. And let's see. So what's going on out there in the world other than, let's see. Of course, I've got to rock the pointing at the wrong place. Got to rock the hashtag Fire Grantham. I'm not getting off that. When I go on streams like Lose or BVDs or the Main Event or Carter or whatever, every message I put in the comment section is going to be followed by the hashtag Fire Grantham, because I'm not getting off that. Fire Grantham is now I'm considering starting a small side business making Fire Grantham t-shirts or bumper stickers or buttons, driving up to Gainesville and standing at the corner of 13th and University or somewhere near the stadium and selling them for $1 a piece or something like that. The buttons. Shirts would be more. Cowboy Swami is here. Yes, Cowboy. I like the CTSV. I like the concept of the CTSV, of course. 4-door luxury sedan with a Corvette motor in it. That's great. They're fast as all get out, but their durability is a bit suspect, especially with the first generation ones that kept blowing up differentials. And putting that kind of horsepower through an independent rear suspension, iffy, but it can be done. But I like the CTSV, but I'm not going to buy a General Motors product because I ain't about that life, especially since GM is still owned by the government, so it's government motors. So I give enough money to the government. I'm not going to give them any more by buying a car from them. So no CTSV for me. But I do know a few people around here who love those things and drive the ever-loving piss out of them. And the second gen are spooky fast. So good car, just not something I'd buy. But that's me. If I want to buy a fast 4-door sedan, I'll grab a Taurus SHO and throw a few parts at it. Or I'll buy the Challenger. I think the Challenger is the 4-door, isn't it? Or is that the Charger? Can never remember. Is the Charger the 2-door or is the Challenger the 2-door? I can't remember. And I'll buy it with a Hellcat, and I'll destroy everything in its path, basically. And can you believe there are people actually hopping up Hellcats? They seem to respond well to a few simple bolt-ons, but you got to find somebody who knows how to tune the computer, because evidently Mopar has made those computers rather unfriendly to the tuner community, or at least they were. Um, let's see. Falcons fired their head coach, Will. Okay. That's pro ball. Everyone and their uncle knows my feelings on the National Felons League and all the other pro sports. I don't care anymore. They're dead to me until they decide that they're going to support the country that made them all millionaires instead of taking giant shits on them. But that's just my opinion. You do you. You want to watch that product and give them your time and your money. You know, as we say in Yiddish, lazem leden. Live your life. But for me and mine, the National Football League is dead, and it died a long time ago. Let's see. Tiger Cat is talking to Slim, so let's skip that. Yeah, I agree. What is it? Falcons are what, 0-4, 0-5? Who knows? Who cares? But if you're not winning, I mean, everyone in the No Fun League should at least win one game, right? I mean, socialism and all that. Why don't we just make all the teams equal so they're all 8-8? But that's another opinion for another day. Exactly right, Will. Fuck the NFL. I don't care about them. Colby, you back in here yet? Let me see if Colby's in here. Nope, Colby's not back in here. I can fix the problem that he's talking about, but I need to walk him through it because the place he needs to go to unblock somebody that he's blocked in the chat, you have to drill down about 3 levels, and it's easier to talk him through it than tell him how to than type it. Let's see what else is going on out there. I saw that the National Bitches Association finals, the whole series was the lowest rated that they ever had since they've been tracking ratings starting in 1994. Nobody wants to see their garbage. And a lot of people that I know that are friends of mine that still follow the National Bitches Association, they're saying that they think the whole thing was set up. It was rigged to get Queen James another title. Probably was, I mean, the Chinese probably dictated that Queen James needs to be get another ring. And the NBA, if nothing else, is certainly going to do their very, very level best to make their Chinese masters happy, no matter what. So they're probably right. I don't care anymore. I haven't been watching the NBA since the Bird Magic era. So, I haven't watched the NBA longer than I haven't watched the NFL. And yes, just to be clear, I'm not one of those NBA, NFL boycotters who says they're doing it and not doing it. Like Lou is constantly trolling me on that crap. If I say I'm not doing something, I'm not doing it. Okay? If nothing else in this world, I have my integrity and my word. What was it that Tony Montana said? I have only 2 things in this world. Well, 3 really. My word and my balls. And I don't break them for either one for anybody. That's as good a motto to live by as any, even though it's coming from a drug dealer. Gator Zone is here. How you doing, man? Can I get a hashtag fire Grantham from Gator Zone? My Gator, one of my Gator brethren. Can I get the hashtag? Come on, man, you can do it. Cowboy Swami. Wait. Ken Spears is checking in from Pittsburgh. That is always the way he starts his commentary here. Thanks for stopping by, sir. Appreciate it. Cowboy Swami is asking, what are my thoughts on the new tuna? Oh, he's asking a watch question. Whoa. He's asking about the new Seiko tuna with the sapphire crystal versus a Marathon JSAR, which stands for Jumbo Search and Rescue. Well, I've always liked the style of the tuna. I like a good sized heavy duty watch, which is ironic because right now I'm wearing a Zelos Nova dress watch, which is very thin, as you can see from the down the barrel shot. This one was talking to me earlier today off of the watch box, so I decided to put that on for my morning / early afternoon watch. I might put the JSAR on as my afternoon watch, but that'll be after the stream. I think the new tuna compares favorably to the JSAR. I just like the look of the JSAR better, which is why I bought one instead of the tuna. I've had multiple opportunities to buy one of the new tunas with the sapphire, but the idea of owning the particular JSAR that I bought, which is the one with the Israeli Special Forces markings, the opportunity to buy that one was just too good to pass up. So I had to get one or the other, and the JSARs are a lot less common. So I went with that. But I think if you're going to go after the tuna, I say do it because I think that's a fantastic watch. Let's see. Gator Zone is saying fire Mike White. Oh, Mike White, the basketball. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Mike White should have been let go at the end of the last season, but he wasn't. That's a shame. Let's see. Mosley is saying hashtag second place. You got that wrong, sir. It's hashtag third place because Tennessee is going to beat us, as is Georgia, and we're going to be at best third in the SEC East, and probably Kentucky's going to beat us too. So, might be fourth place. Let's see. Ken Spears says, has the Notice Contrail. Did you see Random Rob's video on the Contrail this morning? That's really a nice looking watch, especially the one he unboxed. Has kind of that gold, champagne toned face. I hope he puts that on tour because I would love to get in on a watch tour with that. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Notice. I need to experience one for myself. Slim is doing a hashtag Georgia's bitch. I don't know who he's directing that at. It's certainly not me. Well, it might be about me because we're about to lose fourth in a row, so I guess that would make Florida Georgia's bitch. But Tennessee is certainly Georgia's bitch. But then again, Georgia right now is still Alabama's bitch. So everybody is somebody's bitch out there. So, How You Like is here. Good afternoon to you too, sir. And Will Thorogood is doing a hashtag fire Adam Gase, who I don't know who that is. Gator Zone says Grantham hasn't been good, but without a doubt, the personnel is the main issue. I'd be on the fire Grantham train if Ron English, safeties coach, isn't fired after this season. Yeah, Ron English probably needs to go too, but I think the head, on a fish, the fish rots from the head down. When you have problems this deep, I mean, you have problems at all three levels. In my opinion, my humble opinion, there are problems at all three levels of the Florida defense. There are problems at the line. There are problems at linebacker. There are problems in the secondary. When you've got fundamental problems, and when I mean fundamental problems, I mean problems with the fundamentals, not tackling, not running, not covering your zone, not running your routes, not being able to put pressure on the quarterback, not getting the fundamentals right, blocking, tackling. You've got a problem at the top. And the top with the defense is Grantham. If getting rid of that lard ass means getting rid of the entire defensive staff, then that's what you do. You fire the defensive staff and you bring in competent people who can design a scheme that makes sense and develop the players and coach them and stop with this overly complex Mickey Mouse bullshit. It's time for lard-ass Grantham to go. He's outlived his usefulness at the University of Florida. People from other schools he worked for tried to tell me that this guy is good for a couple years and then he falls off the cliff. Well, it's been a couple of years and he just fell off the damn cliff. Straight into the Devil's Mill hopper. If you recognize that reference, give me a 1 in the comment section. Nobody will. Or maybe Gatorzone might. But Grantham has outlived his usefulness. He's past his expired date. He needs to go bye-bye. And we've already had enough head coaches that have been poxes on our program and have set us back a decade at least. We don't need another one. We need Grantham to go. We need Grantham to go, and we need some better recruiting, especially on the defense. This is embarrassing. I mean, we should have won the Texas A&M game handily. If our defense had been capable of making more, they made one stop the whole game, and that was coming out in the beginning of the second half. Pardon me. One stop out of the whole game. You cannot win in the SEC doing that. That's why we're going to lose to LSU. That's why we're going to lose to Georgia. That's why we're going to lose to Tennessee. That's why we may lose to Kentucky, because our defense has decided that they're going to be ghosts and they're going to play the Ole style of defense. They're not going to tackle. They're not going to wrap up. They're not going to cover. They're not going to pressure the quarterback. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're not playing defense. And it's a 6-4 team at best if they continue to do that. Might be 5-5. Where did we leave off? Okay, so Adam Gase is the head coach of the Jets. Again, an NFL reference. I don't understand it, and it doesn't make sense to me. But okay. You want to fire Adam Gase? Fine, fire Adam Gase. Whatever. Ken Spear, Florida's coach, getting hammered on the radio here for asking for 90,000 people in the stands and has 19 beer flu cases the next day. Whatever. Don't care. Don't care. Season's over. Don't care. The lovely and vivacious, gorgeous, and all around wonderfully intelligent but can't see worth a damn Melissa May is here. The reason I say she can't see is because she thinks for some reason this is handsome. She's so cute. She's a funny girl. Or maybe she's been trash talking me this whole time. That's a possibility. She is running a trash talk Facebook group, so maybe she's been trash talking this whole time. Wouldn't that be funny? Let's see. And Melissa May has promised that because she's an Alabama fan, that we, meaning Alabama, will whip Georgia's ass for you. I'm going to stay more or less neutral on the Georgia-Alabama game. I mean, obviously, whatever infinitesimally slim chance Florida has at salvaging a season begins or is aided by a Georgia loss, but I don't know. I don't know. You got a pretty good offense on Alabama's side going up against a pretty good defense on Georgia's side. That's diamond cutting diamond. What's more interesting to me is a defense on Alabama's side which got roasted against Old Piss, against a Georgia offense that is at times suspect. So, I don't know. Real quick before I go any further, please, if you're in here, don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to click the like button. That does help me out. Please. I know right now I have more likes than I have people watching, but that's good. I have my PayPal link in the description. Maybe Melissa May every once in a while could pop that in the chat if you feel like contributing to the delinquency of me monetarily. If you take the extra step using the PayPal, then I get 100% of the proceeds. If you don't want to do that, there's a super chat link also at the bottom of the chat screen. If you don't want to do either of that, that's fine too. I still am appreciative of your support and being here and helping me kill a little time on a Wednesday afternoon. Let's see. Will Thorogood asks the critical question. Do you think Dan Mullen should go? Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Let's see where he goes from here, because right now he's acting like a bit of a clown. Let's see where he goes from here. It's like I thought Gator Zone does understand my reference to Grantham falling off the cliff edge at the Devil's Mill Hopper. That's a long way down. I think you can agree. Real Big Lee is here. It is going well, sir. I hope it's going well for you. I don't know why, Will. I don't know why you keep repeating that same phrase. I think I was the one that used it. I was basically saying you can take a whole tub of Cool Whip and a pint of cherries, pile it on a big pile of horse shit, and it's still a big pile of horse shit, which I think I was using that to describe something. I might have been the Florida defense, may have been something else. But yes, I did say that, so I don't know why you keep posting it, but okay. Go ahead. Yeah, it is going to come down to who's the better quarterback. Do I think Stetson is better than the Alabama quarterback? What was his name? I forgot his name. Jesus. Why did I forget his name? Help me. Anyway, do I think Bennett is better than Alabama's quarterback? Probably not. But do I think Alabama's quarterback is a superstar? No. But I think he's probably more serviceable than Bennett. But Mac Jones, thank you. I should have known that. Do I think Mac Jones is better than Bennett? Yes. Do I think Mac Jones is light years ahead of Bennett? No. But we'll see how Mac Jones does against Georgia's defense, which is lights out. And we'll see how Bennett does, Stetson does against Alabama's defense that did get torched last week, but overall is probably better than they showed they were last week. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be fun to watch at multiple levels. And I'm going to enjoy watching the game while simultaneously watching Uncle Lou's Patreon stream and seeing how he reacts to the whole game. I have a feeling by the end of the game, he's probably going to be absolutely emotionally trashed. No matter what, win or lose for Georgia, Lou is probably going to be exhausted. I hope he has the energy for it. Maybe I'll ship him up a 6-pack of Red Bull. That would be, yeah, he'd probably laugh at that. Let's see. Melissa May's still maintaining I'm handsome, so thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. That helps my severely deflated ego. Melissa May is actually glad that her, meaning Alabama's defense, looked like hot doo-doo. It's going to fire them fired up for UGA even more. Okay, well, hey, thanks for stopping by, Cowboy Swami. I'm glad you stopped by for a little while. Be careful out there. Let's see. Thank you for putting that link in there, Miss May. I appreciate that. And just checking. Oh, my buddy Chris from the Watch Lounge is here. How are you, sir? congratulations once again on breaking 1,000 subs. Very good achievement. Hopefully, YouTube will expedite the monetization of your channel and get you into making 3 cents a video. Believe me, you're not making a lot of money doing this if you're a small channel like we are. I don't know. $100 every 3 months doesn't hurt, I guess. Oh, okay. So that's what I was talking about, Will, when I said that. Yeah, I still, the Bucks are shit. I mean, they are. I don't know how well they're doing this year with their new old stock stuff. So I obviously I don't pay attention to that crap. So I don't know how well they're doing or how bad, how good they're doing. I just don't care. But if they're doing good with pieces that they picked up from other places, okay, I'm happy for them. Yeah, I can see your comments, Colby. I was going to talk you through. So let me know, Colby. Let me know. Are you seeing this on your phone right now, or what? Because I can talk you through it, but it only works on your phone. So let me know, and I'll do that real quick for you. See if it works. Okay, he's on his phone. Damn it. Okay. What kind of phone is it? An iPhone or an Android? Oh, good. It's an iPhone. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm going to walk through this with you. Okay. Get your iPhone open and go into the YouTube app. Let me know when you got the YouTube app fired up. Oh, you probably do already. Okay. Okay. You see the icon in the lower right that says, wait a minute. Home. Hang on. Let me think about this. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Your avatar icon in the upper right. Mine happens to be a Star of David. Yours will be whatever your icon is. Go ahead and tap that. And you'll be into your account. Let me know when you've done that. I don't know if you can still type into there when you anyway. Maybe you can't do this. Oh, keep going. Okay. Okay, when you get into your account, right near the bottom, you'll see the word settings. You tap that, and then you scroll all the way. Well, not all the way, but hang on, let me find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Once you get into your settings, hang on, rest of the comments section. Hang on for a second. Okay, once you get into the settings, if you scroll down about 2/3 of the way under history and privacy, you'll see, I'm going to hold it up to the screen here. Hopefully it'll focus. There you go. You see where it says blocked accounts? My camera's having a hell of a time here. See where it's going to say blocked accounts, or blocked contacts, sorry. Okay? If you tap on blocked contacts, then you'll go in and you'll see blocked users. You'll see a list of all your blocked users. If SaleenDriver is on that list, click the X next to that, next to my name, and that should unblock me. And then Oh, you've already done it. Okay, good. And you may have to restart the app. I'm not sure. But then you should be able to see, did it work? Let me know if it worked. Oh, Jesus, look at what happened to my camera. Hang on a minute. I'll fix this. Somebody should have told me that. Hang on. Okay. Oh, boy. That's not good. There, maybe. Come on, fix yourself. Something happened to lighting. Anyway, hopefully that'll clear itself up. Anyway, okay. It worked. There you go. There you go, Colby. Thank you for that. Thank you. Let's see. Cone, where did I leave? Here we go. Will said, I'll be able to meet you and all the other YouTubers at the Slob Olympics. Good. I'm still planning on going. The only thing that's going to stop me from the Slob Olympics is either the United States blows itself up in a civil war or something goes wrong with my dad's health. Otherwise, I'll be in Atlanta for the Slob Olympics. So let's hope no civil war, and let's hope my dad stays healthy. Let's see. Melissa May is talking to Gator Zone, saying these dog fans don't seem to understand that our defense played like shit last week, which is actually a good thing, and I don't see them stopping our offense. Maybe. And she also thinks that Dylan Moses sacked Stetson Bennett several times. Okay, well, we'll see. I don't care. Yes, I try to be helpful, Will. I do try to do that. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the camera when I held the lighted screen up on the iPhone. Must have blew the camera up or something. Just hang on. Let's stand up here. Well, that helped a lot more. Now I don't look like I'm sitting under a fluorescent light. See if that holds well. If not, I'll turn the light back on. No, we're talking football, and we're talking whatever you all want to talk about. So, you want to talk football? That's fine. Want to talk watch? Well, nobody in here is going to want to talk about watches unless you know, Chris or somebody. I don't know. I think they left, didn't they? But yeah, I think that if Alabama's defense shows up to play, it's a long day for Stetson Bennett, that's for sure. But you better hope they show up to play, or you know the defense you put on the field last week against Old Piss. They're going to make Stetson look like a Heisman Trophy candidate. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. I'm going to drop the link for the yard in here. Anybody wants to come in and join me, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But I'll put the link in to see if somebody wants to pop in and have some fun. You can ridicule Florida if you want. Don't care anymore. Season's over, so season's over, and you know, like I said yesterday on Lou's show, which I still have no idea who that first caller was that decided to call me out. I mean, I don't know who that was. I don't recognize the voice. They didn't they identified themselves as Ed. I don't know who Ed was. They didn't identify themselves later in the comment section. And I'm Ed, and you know, so I don't know who that was. decided to call me out. And dude, you called out somebody who's already been made 2 videos, a live stream, has been saying since Saturday afternoon that the season is over. You're trash talking the wrong guys, sir. Well, Gator Zone came in. Let's let Gator Zone in.
What's going on?
What's up, my man?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You think our season's over, Saleen?
As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
You just don't think we're going to win many games, or you think that it's hard to watch?
I don't think we're going to. I think we might put, I think we might win 2 or 3 games more this season. But in terms of, the good goals like winning the East or beating Georgia or getting to the SEC title game and maybe contending for that, that's done, man. I mean, Texas A&M is an average team, and they exposed us.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't see how you can. Well, for instance, how are you going to roll into Jacksonville at the cocktail party and beat Georgia with half a team? How? No, serious. That's a serious question. How do you beat Georgia with half a team? You can't.
You can't. You just got to keep your offense out there.
How do you beat Tennessee with half a team? You can't. And that's a road game. How do you beat LSU with half a team? All LSU has to do is stop Florida one time, and that game's over. There's nobody on that team playing defense. At best, it's a 6-4 team right now. And don't forget, I was the one saying, with not a lot of hyperbole attached to it, all through the offseason, that I thought Florida was going to be a 10-win team. I thought we had the potential to go undefeated, but I was basing that assumption on a team that played defense.
Yeah, certainly. You wouldn't see that drastic of a drop off. That's definitely what we all thought. But they've had 2 live tackle practices before the season started. So we saw tackling be the issue multiple times this season. So you got to think at some point they'll start shoring up that. The biggest concern is that we just don't have pressure on the quarterback, and we can't cover anybody in the middle of the field.
No, and how are you going to cover a receiver like Pickens?
Well, we've covered. I mean, we've not covered a couple good ones so far. Shi Smith and that Moore from Ole Miss.
Right.
We didn't cover him.
No, and he torched us.
Yeah.
Hey Jesse, before you say anything, how you doing with the Rona?
Oh shoot, man, I'm back at work. I'm riding down the road, brother.
Oh, thank God for that.
Oh yeah, I went back to work Monday.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, thank God for that. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But if we can't cover receivers, the best thing that Ole Miss and A&M have, we can't cover them. How are you going to cover? I mean, Georgia's got 2 really good receivers. And how are you going to cover 2 really good receivers? Answer is you can't. And while our offense may be able to ring points up like a video game, you're basically having to play. Our offense has to play against not only the other team's defense, but against our own defense.
Yeah.
Our offense literally has to score on every drive, every time.
Yes.
If they don't score one time, like what happened at A&M, game over. And that is something that no offense can do, really.
No, you got to kind of hope for the other offense to make mistakes.
And if they don't, and then we had a chance to win the A&M game, and we were the one that made the mistake. We coughed the ball up midfield, gave them the ball with a short field and no defense, and all they had to do was get within field goal range and right through the uprights.
Yep. Yeah, it was
and it was a tie game at that point.
Yeah, it was extremely frustrating. I mean, you get the ball back with 4 minutes, you feel like with Florida's offense and the way A&M was playing defense, we would have no problem being able to move the ball down the field. I think Dan Mullen apologized for the play call in that situation. Malik Davis is the one that ended up coughing up the ball, but he regretted running the ball in that situation. So.
I know I was in Carter's stream yesterday, and Junkyard Golf popped in, and he said, "Hey, man, there's a bunch of Rona cases in Florida and all that other stuff." I was like, "What?" And then I kept looking at the comments, and then everybody kept sending me the links and everything, and looking at it. I was like, "Then this just happened?" And now I heard Mullen was wanting to say he wanted the whole stadium full, and I go, "Well, that's not going to happen."
Well, I predicted this in the offseason. I said that the week of the LSU game, because I don't know if you're familiar, Jesse, every time we play LSU, something ridiculous comes up.
Something happens. Yeah, something always happens, yeah.
We had Trayon Harris in 2014, got accused of rape coming off that big win against Tennessee. He got suspended that week of the LSU game. And then the same thing the next year, we had Will Greer. We were undefeated going into the LSU game. And Will Greer gets tested positive for PEDs. And then the next year after that, 2016, Hurricane won, of course.
Yeah. It's always something, man. It's just weird, you know?
Yeah.
I love the way that we get trolled for that 2016 game. I find it funny that the trollers, and I'm not going to mention any names, Lou, that don't understand what happens when a governor of the state of Florida declares a statewide emergency and all your police forces are sucked away into, hurricane duty, and they're not there to do stadium duty.
Yeah.
And you're also gathering 100,000 people or more in one place during a potential problem.
Also, luckily, hotels that need to be freed up. They can't have a ball game that weekend because they got.
I mean, if he knew what he was talking about, he'd be dangerous. But I realize he's just trolling. But there's a difference between trolling and sounding foolish.
Yeah.
The difference is sometimes very narrow. Yeah, but if he knew what he was talking about, he would know that he's sounding a little foolish.
It's easy.
I mean, do you think y'all do have it? I mean, really? I mean, they say, was it 19 players or something tested?
Yeah, they shut down football operations. That headline's been running for about a day or so.
Yeah,
and so they're done. They're not doing anything whatsoever.
We'll see, because that came out. That announcement came out after our scheduled practices yesterday.
Yeah, right.
And what they've been doing is whenever they get a positive test, they retest 24 hours later. So we could potentially lose one practice day if it comes back negative this time. But, yeah, it looks like it's 5 players test positive, 19 players affected due to contract tracing. So,
I mean, remember we had this story during the offseason that Tennessee had to quarantine 44 players.
Yeah.
It turns out only 2 players actually had the Rona, but they had to quarantine all the other players that they had contact with.
Yeah.
So
right. I remember that. I remember BBD when he was saying that. He got on there and made a big deal. He's like, "Son of a bitch, 44 players." I was going, "Calm down, BBD." I was like, "It's not 44 players, man. I can promise you it's not."
Well, the interesting thing is we all know the 14-day quarantine. This could affect both the LSU game and Missouri game. So in the offseason, Dan Mullen opens his mouth, and then, of course, we get punched in the gut. But he said that he would like to see the SEC move to a rule where you reschedule the game, fine, one time, and then the next time you either go out there and play with whoever you got or you forfeit the game. And he said that I promise you that, we'll put our defensive tackle in at quarterback if we have to. So the Missouri game, we could be playing severely down if this LSU game gets rescheduled.
Well, I think what's going to happen with the LSU game is they'll probably out of an abundance of caution, they'll probably cancel the game and reschedule it for, December 12th, the same day that Mizzou and Vandy play.
Yeah.
And there'll probably be no Florida game this weekend, which considering all things considered, considering all things considered, is probably a blessing for Florida.
Yeah.
And then there'll just be no game in the swamp, and that's it. But I mean, everyone is making a huge deal out of this. I mean, we're not the first school to have players get the corona.
No.
And we're not going to be the last school. So I don't understand why everyone is, jumping up and down and with all the histrionics. It's, enough already.
I just don't want it to snowball, like I seen that with Florida, and I said, if this gets out of hand and another school gets it and another school gets it, the next thing you know, we got 3 or 4 games getting canceled, rescheduled. I said, we're completely effed. I said they will completely within 2 weeks. Yeah. We ain't gonna have no football season.
Well, people have been saying all along. I mean, half the battle is getting the season started. The other half of the battle, actually, probably more than half the battle, is getting the season to end.
Yeah, that's a big. You got it started. Now we just got to finish it, And I was just like, I heard that yesterday. My jaw dropped. I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" I was like, "Man," because what if it gets to one SEC school, it's going to get to another, then it's going to get to another, and then, like I said, before you know it, 3 or 4 teams are eat up with it. You're talking about fucking everything up. I mean, because we're all SEC schedule.
No.
Yep.
Hang on,
that's
guys.
the thing.
Guys, give me 2 seconds here real quick. I got to answer Will's question. Will asked me what my favorite watch was in the comments. I said, Will, if you look at my channel logo, there's a watch on the channel logo. It's a blue face dial with 3 white subdials. That's from a company called Breitling. They're very famous for a lot of different watches. The most famous one is a watch called the Navitimer, which is what that watch is. It's a Breitling Navitimer. That particular watch is the watch I own. It was a watch that I chased for about 1.5 years, saving money, selling watches, working deals, searching. I finally found that specific watch, which was a 1-year only production watch called a Twin 60. And that watch is I have a pretty extensively sized collection. That watch is my favorite watch. Completely my favorite watch. So when you see my channel logo and you look at that watch on the logo, that's my favorite watch. You're looking at it right there. Navitimer, Breitling Navitimer Twin 60. Absolutely gorgeous piece of hardware. I love it to death. And it's comfortable too. Anyway, onward.
Yeah, I think that the reason why everybody's making a big deal of it is obviously the timing. You're getting ready. Florida just came off of a loss. Dan Mullen runs his mouth about the stadium capacity, trying to pack the swamp in there, and then you're playing LSU the next week. So that's where
it's a bad look, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's putting your foot in your mouth. It's
he does that too.
It's actually kicking you while you're down, man.
He does that too often. It drives me insane with Dan Mullen.
Yeah, I mean, you want to put a sock in his damn mouth is what you want to do, and say, "Shut the fuck up, and coach football."
I remember.
You know what I mean?
I remember in 2018 after we lost to Missouri, he got done making that speech. You want to fun wrestle, I'll kick your ass. You want to run stadiums, I'll kick your ass. Like, that was an amazing speech, and it was uplifting and everything. And then he follows that up with the next question, says that, our fans need to start packing the stadium. We can't win ball games if we don't have fans in attendance. And it's like, come on, man.
I didn't really see a problem with that. Why not encourage? He's encouraging the fans to show up and participate. I don't see a problem with that, but different point of view, I guess. But it's the same thing I hear about, and I'm not trying to go political there. I'm just trying to draw an analogy.
Sure.
Everyone's talking about Trump and his tweets.
Yeah.
People love the way Trump handles his business and whatever, but they really wish he would stop tweeting and act more presidential and all this and that and a lot of people.
Dude's a big ass fucking child. All he is. He's a man child.
Yeah, but the point is, I don't give a shit about Trump's tweets. I don't give a shit about his personality. I don't care. I only care about policies, and I don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican. If the policies they advocate are what I believe in, I'm fine with it. Same with Mullen. He's a clown. He's acting like a clown. He makes clown statements. It doesn't bother me. Just coach the damn team. I don't care what if you could drag my team to a national title, I don't care if you dress up in women's clothes or anything like that. I don't care about any of that. Win the fucking games and make the Gators great.
Yeah.
And all the other ancillary off the field bullshit I don't care about.
It's like Saban. He's always bitching about having noon games or something. He don't like noon games, but hell, at least he backs it up and wins them.
Right. I mean, Saban is one of the biggest crybabies out there. So is Malzahn. And Jimbo has been known to cry from now and then too. And all these coaches from time to time get out there. It's off the field, whether it's a press conference or whatever, and piss and moan about this and that. And it's like, I don't care. Off the field performance, off the field antics, I don't care about. Coach the damn team.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Coach the team.
You can get out and show your ass all you want to as long as you win.
Kirby's come out with his share of stupidities.
Yeah.
Don't care. Coach the damn team.
Well, it's like Lane Kiffin. I mean, I think he's gonna show his ass, and he's gonna be Lane Kiffin and all. But I think he's still gonna be a good coach at that school. So I mean, if he can back it up.
Well, a lot of them can. Some of them can't.
Saleen, I'm gonna have to run back into work. You guys have
okay.
Okay. See you, buddy. Have a good one, my man.
Thank you for coming by, supporting. He's a good guy, and good knowledge.
Yeah, I like Gators. He's a good guy.
Knowledge. Putting the link in again if somebody wants to jump on. I got 4 spaces I can fill up. So anybody want to jump on, more than welcome to. I got a love letter. I got a love letter after yesterday's stream during the evening. I just did an impromptu stream. I got a little love letter from StreamYard. You've used 12 and a half hours of your 20 hours of free time. Would you consider joining, signing up for one of our paid programs? If I keep doing these StreamYards, I might have to think about that because I can burn through 20 hours fairly quick.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of people that's been streaming here lately that just been using the free hours. I think they just said hell with it, and they went ahead and did the paid program, which I don't know how much it is anyways for StreamYard.
It's $20 a month, or you can pay annually and save like $60 or something like that.
Okay. Ain't too bad.
I'll look into that. But I'm thinking about that because then I can put up to 10 people in here, and I don't have to worry about hours. But I don't know. I'm sort of on the fence on it. Am I streaming enough to do that or not? I mean, I like the afternoon streaming. I like jumping on when I can. It's a great way to while away the hours. And I don't know if it's earning me any revenue or anything, but I don't know. Think about it. Let's see. I got a couple of watch guys jumped in here.
Hey, Saleen, my wife's calling me, buddy. I'll call her back at you.
All right. Thanks. Everybody's leaving me alone. Blue Shirt, what's going on, man? Appreciate you stopping by. As always, one of my watch buddies, and also my buddy Rain down there. He just jumped in. Doing all right. I mean, I wish my camera would start to behave itself. I mean, it washed out when I did something bad to it. Let's see if that darkens it up. No, I don't know what the hell happened to it. Let me try this. I'll turn the camera off for a minute. See if it'll reset itself. I'll get the camera back on in a minute. Let's see. Oh, Big Dog Brett is here. He's probably gonna make my life miserable. Well, he's not gonna make my life miserable because he's got a more important game coming up this weekend, so he doesn't have to worry about the Gators. And no, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry the background is washed out. Can't do anything about it. The camera won't reset. So I look like I'm paler than I normally am. So I can't do a thing about it. I maybe I don't understand how this camera works specifically, but it just won't darken up. So you have to live with it. Did I wipe the lens yet? Yeah, I took the protective off and I cleaned it. I can clean it again real quick. Hang on. I see that didn't help. The hell with it. I don't know if I can change the background. I don't know. I don't know. No, nothing I do seems to work. Browser doesn't support green screen, so no. So I'll just shut the camera off for a while and just go with that. Ain't that beautiful? I wish I could get more of the car in there, but I can't. Let's see. Where are we on the chat here? How did we get started talking about love letters, Melissa? I wouldn't know anymore anyway because I don't have a girlfriend. So let's see. Okay, Slim. Okay, that must be Slim and Melissa are going at each other on love letters because one's a Georgia fan and then one's a Bama fan. So I didn't know you played piano there, Melissa. I did not know that. Let's see. Okay, Melissa's called Slim an asshole. Well, nothing says love better than a woman calling a man an asshole. Let's see. Jeff Webster just popped in. Okay, so we're doing dear whatever letters out there. Yeah, Rain, my Saleen is my lifesaver. It is definitely a big part of what keeps me sane. I don't know what I would do without it. I really need to drive it more, but I don't know why I don't. You know what? You know what? I'm afraid of putting the car in parking lots more often than I'd like to admit. Oh, nice super chat from my buddy Chris, the Watch Lounge. He didn't leave a comment, but he did leave me a super chat. So I thank you for that, sir. So what would I say? Dear SEC, be nice to us. We promise we won't try too hard to win a game. Love, Florida Gators. And Jesse has returned. So there you are.
Yeah, I told you I'd be back, man. My wife was calling me. You know how it is when you got babies. You know, you always got to pick something up.
Oh yeah, well I had babies. I haven't had babies for a long time. So they're all grown up now, and they give me problems in other areas, but picking stuff up is not one of them anymore.
Oh yeah, she just said Cheyenne was out of juice when she knows I stopped by the store on the way home, and she was like, "Can you pick Cheyenne up some juice?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I can't get my camera to work right, so I just went to Avatar.
Oh no, one reason why I came back on here is I was actually unstrapping my load when notification went off you was coming on or whatever, and I was like, oh hell, I need to talk to him anyways. I seen a damn Saleen Mustang yesterday. I ain't seen one of them things in probably 10, 15 years, man. It was black with like chrome wheels, and it had the Saleen on the windshield, and it had the emblems on the side and the spoiler and everything. It was actually a damn good looking car, man. I mean, a damn good looking car. And it was an older model. It was probably late 90s, maybe.
Okay, so it may have been like my body style, or maybe the one before it.
Yeah, it was very similar. I was like, oh shit. I was like, next time I talk to Pops over there, I said, I'm gonna tell him I seen a car just like his.
Now you're in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a good sized Saleen contingent in Alabama and Georgia. A lot of Saleen Club of America members are in those two states. I see them all the time when I go. I travel up for some events. I wish I could go to the one of them this year at the Dragon, but I can't go this year.
It must have been close to where I was at then, because I was down there in Casita, Alabama when I saw it.
Because I know a married couple in Bama. They own two Saleens, and one of them, the one that the wife drives, is a black 98.
Right.
And it has chrome wheels. In fact, she just got that thing refurbished recently. Got the motor retuned because somebody done screwed it up.
Yeah, like I said, I went down to Casita, Alabama on Monday or Tuesday. Was it Tuesday, Wednesday? Yeah, it was Monday. And I got down there and got unloaded, and I got riding back through the little subdivision. It's a subdivision that they're redoing like another phase to it or whatever. And I was coming out of the existing subdivision, and there was a four-way stop, and it pulled up at the four-way stop, and that thing was loud. That thing sounded good. And I'm not a Ford person, but I was like, man, that's a good-looking car. I was like, I ain't seen one of them since I was in high school.
Now, here's a comment in the comment section I see from little 5 foot. She says all the time she's 5 foot. Diminutive little Melissa May. I had a 67 fastback with a 351 Windsor. My dear, Windsor is spelled with a D. Windsor. Windsor. It was sweet until I totaled it out racing. Can you believe that sweet little Melissa May was racing a Mustang?
Uh-oh.
Now that's crazy, man.
I know back when they first started coming out, everybody like my high school and everybody around me, they had them Mustangs, and I just never got into them. And then I guess it might have been a year or so after that fad come out. This one guy I went to high school with, he ended up getting him one of them Saleens. It was a white one, kind of like off that movie, The Varsity Blues.
Yeah, I remember that.
He ended up, he had it maybe 6 or 7 days, maybe a week. And I came to school one morning, everybody was crying. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And they said, you remember James? I said, yeah, he wrapped his car around a tree and he died. I was like, I saw it coming because, he was the only child, and, his parents gave him everything. He didn't play sports or nothing, so he pretty much got everything he wanted. And I every time I see one of those cars or something like that, I think of that shit.
I remember when I bought my Mustang, my Saleen, I bought it in Georgia. I bought it at Team Ford of Marietta.
Okay.
I bought it right off the lot. They actually were one of the few places that actually stocked Saleens, and you didn't have to order one and get it shipped in. They had like a dozen of them. And the one I bought, there was one sitting next to it that was identical, except for it had the Saleen Type 2 supercharger on it. which was a low boost supercharger. It gave the car about another 70 odd horsepower, but they want, 80 horsepower, but they want another $7,000 for the car, and they weren't going to negotiate. And I figured I could hop my car up to make that much more power. So I bought the one I have. Well, I found out about a year later that they sold that car to a kid up in Dahlonega, Georgia. I actually met him at a car show. He was about 17, 18-year-old kid. And, and Dahlonega, I don't know if you know where that is, but it's...
Yeah, it ain't but about an hour from where I live. About an hour and 15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know that he was one of those good old boys, or a good young boy in that case. You know, a good old Southern kid. Nice kid, kind of a little bit of a prick, but okay. But he didn't know what the hell he was doing with that car. And I found out from my car club about a month later after I met him, and he was very happy to meet me because he always wondered what happened to that other car. He wrapped that thing around a tree. He was drunk off his ass. He wrapped the thing around a tree, totaled the car. He walked away. Why is it most of these drunk kids walk away from these accidents?
It's the weirdest thing, man. You'll kill everybody, but you're the only one able to survive.
Yeah, but you know what? His mommy and his daddy spoiled him rotten too. You know what they replaced that car with?
Hell ain't no telling.
Corvette. Unbelievable.
Wow.
After that, I lost contact with whatever was going on with that kid. Not that I really cared, but you know, he racked up a $40,000 Mustang, and then remember that was back in 2000. You know, so 40.
I was going to ask you, how much was those cars back then? Like literally, I mean, were they like $40,000-$50,000 back then?
No, they weren't quite that bad. The normally aspirateds like mine were in the about 34, 35 range, but the supercharged ones were up over right over 40. But a regular Mustang for that time was probably in the upper 20s.
Right.
But you know, there are several $1,000s worth of work that Saleen does to the car, so the price is right in line. If you took a stock Mustang and you put the money into that Mustang to turn it into a Saleen, it would probably cost you another $7,000 or $8,000, maybe more, with labor.
$400. No, hang on one second, Saleen. I'm gonna mute my mic.
Let's see. Yeah, Jeff, I know your avatar is a XR7 Cougar, and I would love that car. That car would be an honored place in my garage. I love the old Cougars. They were beautiful cars. Yeah, you spelled Windsor right this time. The Windsor motor back then, Melissa, was a lot more drivable than the Cleveland motor. The Cleveland motor had a much different cylinder head. They were beautiful for drag racing. Big wide open ports, fantastic port matched intake, but they were a high RPM motor. Not really a very streetable motor compared to the Windsor. So a Windsor would definitely be more streetable than a Cleveland. But damn, a Cleveland will just tear the drag strip apart. Really nice motor the Cleveland was, but the Windsor is definitely the more streetable motor.
Yeah, I know when my stepdad raised me, and he told me when I was like 14 or 15, he said, "Whatever how much money you save, by the time you get your license, I'll match it." I said, "All right." And I ended up saving like about $1,000, or whatever. So he said, "Well, you got $2,000." So we kept looking and looking and looking, and finally I came home one day, and there was a Bronco sitting in the driveway, a big old jacked up black Bronco, and this thing was a piece of shit too, man. It had like 38s on it. It had like one seat in it. It didn't even have a top on it. And it was a 3 on the tree with a 351 in it. And I said, I said, damn, whose this? He says, yours. I said, what do you mean? And he handed me $1,500, and he said, put that money in your pocket and save it. I said, why? He said, because I only bought this for $500. And I was like, okay. He didn't even damn ask me. He just bought the damn thing. So we ended up going to the junkyard, getting a top for it. And man, I'm telling you, this thing was a piece of shit. I mean, it had holes in the floorboard. I mean, it didn't have no AC. It had heat. And but you know what? I took care of it. I drove it, for about a year or so in school. And but that thing was just a pain in the ass. And like I said, it was a piece of shit too, man. I look back on it and go, God Almighty.
I've never driven a car with a column shifter. I mean, it's the same H pattern, but it's in a different direction. But
yeah, it's just down down one, and then you go up one, and then back down one. Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah. Now, Big Lee has made a comment about that. I'm mad that the kid got an upgrade to a better car. Well, for one thing, I would argue that Corvettes are not better cars, but that's beside the point. The only thing I'm mad at about that kid getting a Corvette after he wrecks his Mustang is the kid got a Corvette after he wrecks his Mustang. Dude, if I'm dad and my kid wrecks a $42,000 automobile because he was drinking, for one thing, he's underage. He's not supposed to be drinking. Another thing, he's drinking and he's driving. So, hey, he's broken 2 laws already and he hasn't even wrapped the car up yet. And 3, he just destroyed a collectible, argue that point if you want, a collectible Mustang that you just bought. So
I'd have bought him a damn 4-door Honda Accord and told him that, here,
I wouldn't even bought him the 4-door Honda Accord. I would have bought him a Yugo. Or am I the only one old enough to remember Yugo?
That's them little bitty cars, ain't it?
Yeah. The only Yugoslavian car. The only car ever made where it's a disposable engine. I mean, you could literally buy engines for that thing. It's like buying 6 packs of beer. You just, one engine blows up, you just stick another one in it. It's a horrible car. You do not replace a racked up car from a kid who's drinking. Now, this is my parenting philosophy. You do not reward that kid with a more expensive car. Not necessarily a better car. Although if you're a Chevy fan or a Vet fan, you're going to argue it's better than a Mustang. But you don't reward a kid by doing that. You punish the kid by saying, hey, your actions have consequences. Here's your consequence. Here's the keys to a 4-door Honda Civic. And by the way, you're also on restriction. If you're not in school or at your job, you're home studying, and you're not driving that car around. But that's just me.
Oh, I'm
now, fortunately, I didn't have to deal with that when my kids began driving. Neither one of them have gotten into a car accident.
Well, that's why my stepdaddy bought me that thing, because he knew I was going to, like I said, I took care of it, but I beat the shit out of that thing though too. We went everywhere in that damn thing. If there was a mud hole, it was getting stuck in it. I guarantee you that. But because my stepdad knew what was going to, 16-year-old kid, and you got a bunch of buddies that got jacked up trucks. He was like, I know what you're going to do with it. He said, you think I'm actually going to go buy you a decent truck for you to go fuck it up? I was like, well, yeah, I guess I see that.
Yeah. Now, my older daughter's first car was actually a cast off from my ex-wife. She was driving a 2004 Grand Am, which proved to me when she bought that she spent 12 years married to me and learned nothing. You learned nothing, but that's your cross to bear. But that thing was a piece of shit. That thing had problems with it that were unsolvable. But she drove it for a good number of years until it started misfiring and we couldn't figure out. We changed out the coil packs, the plugs, and the wiring. Couldn't figure out why it kept misfiring. And finally I said, "The hell with it! I'll buy you a car."
Right.
So I
I
bought
know
her a
that.
car. I bought
Yeah, I
her
know
a
that van. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I bought her a Hyundai Elantra, damn near
I,
bulletproof.
yeah, I know. When we find
Not a
out,
new one.
my wife was pregnant with our first child. Ethan's almost 10, so we were looking around at like SUVs and stuff because she already had a Durango, and so we ended up buying. It was like 4 years old. I mean, the van didn't have any miles on it. It had like maybe 25,000-30,000 miles on it. It was one of them fully loaded town and country Dodge Crosser vans, and we still got it, man. It rolled over 280,000 miles last week.
Nice. Very nice.
Serpentine belt came off, but luckily my brother's a mechanic, so I called him. He came and got it, and he had to drop the motor to put that mount on there and put the tensioner and the belt. And he went ahead and put brakes and tuned it up and changed transmission fluid in it and rear end dope and all that. Didn't run me but about $500-600 to do everything because my brother says, look, I'll take this shop. I'll do it on my own time. I'm just going to charge you for the parts. I said, okay. And still kicking. 280,000 pounds. It's been bought and paid for. I think I paid for it like 3 years or whatever. But I told my wife, I was like, I'd rather spend $500-600 on it than have to go buy a new one.
Breaking up.
All right. Yeah, I'm about to fall in a hole over here, man. I'm about that store anyway, so just come in.
You gonna go?
Yeah, I'm about to fall in a hole over here, and once I get over here, you ain't gonna be able to hear me.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna wrap the stream up pretty soon anyway. So
okay, well, I appreciate you letting me come on, buddy.
Hey, no problem. I'm happy to have you.
Yeah, man. I'll talk to you sometime.
All right, I'll be here. All right. Well, actually, I am going to wrap the stream up because I just missed a call from my kid, and it's going on an hour and a half anyway. And I got a couple of things I got to get done today. So, well, Uncle Lou, Uncle Lou was actually here, actually yesterday when I did my evening stream. So, and he's probably working on his weekly prediction videos and that sort of thing. Hey, thank you, Jason, for stopping by. I appreciate the support, sir. I really do. Anyway, I'm going to wrap the stream up because I've got camera problems. Evidently, I've got, it's a sign. Time to go. Melissa, thank you for stopping by and being the moderator in here and keeping the animals in line. I appreciate that. Good luck to Alabama on Saturday. I'm sure we'll see each other in other streams, but I wanted to say it on my stream. Good luck to Alabama. Of course, Slim, I also wish you good luck to your Georgia Bulldogs. Don't matter to me. Florida couldn't beat either one of them, even if you gave us a 14-point lead. So that doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm sorry about my camera problems. You can't see my lovely smiling face. If you're watching this video after the fact, or if you haven't done so already, please click the like button, the thumbs up button. It does help the channel out. So before you leave, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment or a question or a suggestion down below, go ahead. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you're going to be a nasty little cuss or you're going to leave links in there that send you off to websites that steal your identity, I'm going to delete that comment so nobody sees it, and I'm going to block you so that nobody will see you. If you're new here, and I don't think anybody was, but if you are and you haven't already done so, please click the subscribe button and then click the bell icon next to it, so that when I upload new content or I go online live, which I do every Wednesday from noon Eastern time, or whenever the mood strikes me during the rest of the week, you will be alerted to those events, and you will know. I'm glad that we got Colby Ellis straightened out there so that he is no longer unable to see things. Always a plus when I can help out one of my subscribers or my viewers. I always like to do that if I can, because you guys help me out with your friendship And, sometimes you click super chats and stuff, and I appreciate that too. But you guys definitely help me, so I'm more than happy to help you. Everybody stay safe, stay sane, stay well, and be careful out there. I will see you again real soon. Have a good rest of the day, guys.